She begged them to stop. They didn't. In a viral video that sparked nationwide outrage, a 14-year-old black girl was forcibly restrained by police while one officer shaved her head, laughing. But when the footage hit the internet, it wasn't just the public that reacted. Within hours, a man quietly walked into the police station. What he said next sent the department into full-blown panic. If this happened to your daughter, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't just scroll past. This story will stay with you. It started out like any other afternoon. A teenage girl walking home from school. Nothing unusual. Until a patrol cruiser pulled up beside her. According to initial reports, the officers claimed she looked suspicious. Within minutes, the situation escalated. She was handcuffed, placed on the curb, and then, without explanation, dragged into the back of the car. The next part wasn't in any official report. A bystander's phone captured it all. The girl crying, officers joking. One of them holding a pair of scissors. The footage, just 37 seconds long, showed what no parent should ever have to see: her long, curly hair hacked off as she sobbed. The clip exploded online. 10 million views in the first 6 hours. Celebrities reposted it. Civil rights organizations called it a hate crime. But this wasn't just about the internet reacting with anger. It was about what came next and who stepped forward. At first, no one knew who the girl was. Her name wasn't released, but someone noticed the last name in the police database when a journalist did some digging. And that changed everything. Because her last name was Knox, Raiden Knox. The name meant nothing to most. But in certain circles, especially military and federal agencies, it rang louder than a siren. Raiden was no ordinary father. He was a retired Navy SEAL turned CIA contractor and had led some of the most classified rescue missions the Pentagon still denies ever happened. When he walked into that police station, he didn't come with a lawyer. He came with a manila envelope and a stare that emptied the room. He didn't shout. He didn't need to. He laid the file on the sergeant's desk. Inside, federal clearance IDs, top-level intelligence reports, and a one-line statement. You have exactly 10 seconds to hand me every report on the officers involved with my daughter. The sergeant laughed. Big mistake. Behind the scenes, the department had already begun scrambling. Internal Affairs had moved to temporarily reassign the involved officers. One even wrote in his report that the girl appeared agitated and posed a possible threat. She was 14. In tears, Knox didn't wait for their excuses. He handed over evidence of previous misconduct by the same officers, cases that were buried, sealed, and forgotten. Not anymore, news outlets began swarming. More body cam footage leaked, raw, uncut. The officer's laughter was unmistakable, the snipping of scissors, her muffled sobs. CNN ran a panel. One analyst said, "This isn't law enforcement. This is ritual humiliation." But the most chilling part, it wasn't just what happened, it was what it meant. For many Black women, hair isn't just hair. It's cultural, spiritual, generational. To strip it forcefully was a symbolic act of erasure. The mayor tried to spin the incident an unfortunate overreach, unintentional harm. But then internal emails leaked warnings had come months ago about these very officers. The mayor had ignored them. Raiden Knox didn't go to Twitter. He didn't need hashtags. He filed a federal civil rights lawsuit, not against just the cops, but the entire department. $75 million in damages, and then former officers started speaking. This wasn't a one-off, said one. It was routine. Another added, "We used to joke about cleaning up the streets." Some meant it literally. The firestorm wasn't dying down. It was spreading. Knox sent a single email. To the mayor. No threats, just 5 words. "You ignored your last chance." By the next morning, her approval rating had cratered. She was trending for all the wrong reasons. Then came the rally. Thousands gathered downtown, and at the center, the girl stepped up. I didn't want to be a symbol, she said into the microphone, but I also didn't want to be silent. She looked into the crowd. Her voice shook, but her message didn't. They shaved my hair, but they didn't touch who I am. The crowd roared, and what began as a tragedy turned into something bigger. Civil rights groups adopted her photo. Posters reading "We see you" spread across campuses and city halls. Teen girls began cutting a single braid in solidarity. She lost her hair, but gained a crown. One sign read, "The police department tried to contain the damage. 2 officers were fired. 1 resigned, but..." Knox wasn't done. He began showing up at city council hearings flanked by veterans. Decorated, silent, solemn. One even said, "We fought for America abroad. Now we fight here." Raiden launched something called the Shield Reform Initiative, a new program aimed at dismantling humiliation-based policing. Within weeks, it had support from 4 state governors. The Pentagon awarded it a special grant. Knox gave one rare interview. Change doesn't whisper, it storms in. And behind him, the girl his daughter stood proud. She now mentors others, speaks in schools. Her story became part of criminal justice curricula in 3 states. Your hair doesn't make you weak, she tells young girls. It holds your story. That line. Viral again, and it begs a question one every officer, every citizen, every leader should ask before acting. What if the person in front of you is someone's entire world? What if the quietest voice is the one with the strongest storm behind it? This story is a dramatization inspired by real issues. Not legal or professional advice. Consult qualified experts as needed.